PEC Chairman Leslie Miller predicts that with the opening of mega resort BAHA, the corporation is set to face further challenges. And Prime Minister Perry Christie's press secretary Latori Mackey is shot and killed. We've got these stories and much more. This is the Tribune's Top 5. While thousands of Bahamians await the opening of mega resort BAHA, Bahamas Electricity Corporation Chairman Leslie Miller warned this week that unless the government constructs a $200 million power plant, the corporation is set to face many more challenges.
The Bahamas Electricity Corporation's ability to meet demands will be further challenged once BAHA comes on stream if a new power plant is not constructed, the corporation's chairman Leslie Miller told the Tribune on Thursday. Mr. Miller said without the power plant, the country will continue to be plagued with challenges that will only worsen once BAHA is added to the grid. He told the Tribune, quote, "We need a new plant with sufficient reserves. That is what we are faced with right now. It will be a big problem if we don't get this plant. If one of those engines goes down when BAHA comes online, it will cause serious problems. We anticipate this and try to move fast. We are just waiting for those who make the decisions to make a move. If everything is percolating and working as it should, we will be fine. But if an engine trips, it will cause serious problems." The government's proposed BEC reform process, which proposes splitting the corporation into two separate generation and transmission distribution businesses, was launched last August and is now 9 months behind the original schedule, with no preferred bidders selected as yet. Shockwaves rippled throughout an Elizabeth Estates neighborhood on Tuesday night when the body of a baby boy was found in a home burned beyond recognition. The infant and his 6-year-old brother, who escaped because he went for help, were alone at the residence when the blaze started. Area residents identified the children's mother as Kimberly Miller, who was said to be at work when the fire broke out. While the fire services officials have yet to release any information as to what could have caused the massive fire, police told the Tribune that 2 close male relatives of the infant are being questioned.
The concept of a carnival in the Bahamas has been met with fierce opposition, as critics say it is a betrayal of the Bahamian culture. But this week, organizers heeded some of the advice of those critics and renamed the event.
And in less than a year, the country will welcome another form of cultural expression. And as critics demanded more integration of Bahamian culture, Prime Minister Perry Christie announced during the official launch event and unveiling of carnival costumes that it is now to be called Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival instead of Bahamas Carnival. Mr. Christie said, quote, "I am very pleased that we will soon be able to showcase even more of our country's culture through this new event," end quote. The Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival is a new event in the Bahamas' social calendar. It will be annual and spanning 5 weeks and will kick off on Easter Monday. 4 days of Pride celebrations began this weekend at Grand Bahama with a view to make stronger existing support systems for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered community. Organizers of the event confirmed that the Bahamas Pride Freedom Weekend would be hosted at an all-inclusive resort on Eastern Grand Bahama. It was expected to kick off yesterday. Organizer Victor Rollins recently told the Tribune that there was a critical need for outreach and empowerment within the LGBT community. The weekend features 7 theme parties, including a talent showcase and pageant, a health fair, a Great Gatsby-themed all-white affair, a pajama and retro party, and a signature beach and pool party.
After a weekend plagued with violence, stunning news came and it spread like wildfire that among the 6 men who lost their lives in separate incidents was that of Prime Minister Perry Christie's press secretary and Deputy Director of Bahamas Information Services Latori Mackey. He was shot and killed while inside of his government-issued vehicle.
Police still have 4 men in custody in connection with the shooting death of 37-year-old Latori Mackey, press secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister and Deputy Director of Bahamas Information Services. The Tribune was informed that the police now believe robbery may have been a motive for the killing. Officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit arrested the suspects, a 24-year-old from Palmetto Avenue, a 22-year-old from Young Close, a 20-year-old from Bimini Avenue, and an 18-year-old from Young Close between 1:30 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Mackey was shot at around 4:30 a.m. off of Mackey Street on Monday. Officers responded to reports of gunshots being heard in the White Road area, and when police arrived on the scene, they discovered Mackey slumped over the wheel of his government-issued vehicle with a gunshot wound to his neck. He crashed into a utility pole after being shot and was pronounced dead at the scene. Superintendent Paul Roll at the Central Detective Unit said, quote, he had cash on him. There was a significant amount of money in the vehicle. From our preliminary information, the person tried to rob him. He tried to get away, and that is when he was shot in the neck. Shortly after he lost consciousness, he crashed into a utility pole and died, end quote.
Want to get in on the discussion? Well, here's how you can. Just log on to our website at www.tribune242.com, like us on Facebook, the Tribune News Network, or send us a tweet at Tribune242.